Hi everyone, I'm Frank Batavick with the Historical Society of Carroll County. The year is 1918 and the place a row house in Philadelphia. My 5-year-old father is all by himself. His mom, dad, 2 brothers and a sister are upstairs in bed, deathly ill with the virus. He didn't catch it, but he had to fend for himself. He ate everything he could find in the kitchen, including a bag of onions. My dad luckily survived. I'm here. Here's a shot of him when he was just a young teen. And his family made it through the virus. But during the 10 months from September 1918 to June 1919, 675,000 Americans died, and 25 million, or more than a quarter of the population, were infected. And the flu was caused by a virus like today's COVID-19. Its victims were very likely to soon catch pneumonia, and that was the cause of their death. The flu started at the U.S. Army's Camp Funston in Kansas, where 400 fell ill. U.S. troops took it to France when they were fighting in World War I, and it soon leapt to Spain, where millions caught it, including the king. The world press soon dubbed it the Spanish flu, and luckily not the Kansas flu, though there were some who wanted to call it the German flu, because the war with Germany contributed to its spread. The influenza pandemic of 1918-1919 infected more than 500 million worldwide, about a fifth of the world's population, and caused the deaths of between 50 and 100 million, far more than the 9 million who died in World War I. In Maryland, the first cases of flu appeared at Camp Meade in September 1918. Before long, 1,900 soldiers became ill, and the camp was quarantined. Carroll County wasn't spared the pandemic. Dr. Lewis K. Woodward, Secretary of the Board of Health for Carroll County, issued a public statement in the Advocate concerning the new disease, Spanish flu. In early October of 1918, the Carroll County Times carried the headline, "Spanish influenza continues its rage." The story reported 353 cases in Maryland, including 34 in Carroll County, the third highest of the 24 counties. Western Maryland College, now McDaniel, reported that several students were dangerously ill, and they quarantined the campus on September 30. On October 8, schools, churches, and all public meeting places were closed by order of the state's Board of Health. The Democratic Advocate newspaper of October 11 carried nearly 30 brief obituaries. Students were sent home from colleges, and parents were summoned to Camp Meade to visit their dying sons. On October 18, the Frederick Fair was finally canceled for the first time since the Civil War. Tidewater Portland Cement Company in Union Bridge had 65% of its employees out sick. Both barbershops in Union Bridge were closed. 3/4 of the employees of the El Dallo Cigar Company in Manchester were unable to work, and local farmers were short-handed. By early November, things had quieted down a little bit. There were fewer deaths and less illness. But in Tawnytown, the flu was worse than before, and in New Windsor it was, quote, quite prevalent again, as it was in Marston. The Uniontown neighborhood had 30 to 40 cases, mostly kids, and there were still many deaths. Ella and Lawrence Gilliland of Westminster died of flu 2 days apart at the end of the month, leaving 3 young daughters. Soon the war was over, and the flu sputtered out. Life moved on, and the great pandemic of 1918-1919 was almost forgotten, until an unwelcome visit by another deadly virus in 2020. Much of the information I've shared with you is from an article in the Fall 2015 Carroll History Journal, written by fellow member Eleanor Darcy. Thanks, Eleanor. This has been Frank Batavick for the Historical Society of Carroll County.